stupid car getting flooded. Love, love, you want to go to the car showroom?
No.
Why not?
Because no.
Huh? Car showroom. Ooh. Huh. Oh! Wow. 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 Leb, Leb, come here. Check out this virtual showroom.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so that might not have actually happened, but that's essentially what virtual tours do. They're simulations of real-life locations using 360 photos, stills, videos, and other interactive features. Photographers use them to showcase their work in a really fancy way. Realtors use them to increase sales, and agencies sell tours as an extra service. Today we're reviewing the virtual tour software, TeliportMe. And while they're today's sponsor, all opinions in this video are completely my own. Let's jump right into the review. Where am I? This isn't my house. Welcome to the TeliportMe dashboard. Let's have a look around. Okay, so when we click Create New Tour, we can say Tour 1, this is a new tour. And you can select a brand kit. And what a brand kit is, it has your branding elements like your fonts, your colors, any styling elements that make up your brand. Makes it easier for you to brandify your tours. So we're not going to create a new tour. We're just going to use the existing ones. Let's look at the My Panos tab. And here you can upload your panoramas. And essentially it can take on any photo, any 360 photo, and even DSLR photos that are stitched together to form 360 photos. So here's the My Brands section for what I just mentioned earlier. Now let's dive right into this tour and let's look at the editor view. Okay, now let's look at how the tours actually look like when you view them as like a customer. Okay, this is how it looks. Ooh, 360. You can see everything. You can look up, you can look down, and you can zoom in. Ooh. That is high res. Look at that. Look at how far that is. That is how small the SUV is. Is that a truck? A truck SUV, or whatever you call it. You can zoom in from afar. Folks, these are high resolution photos. These are not just any 360 photos. And look at the dynamic range. So I can see that these were taken with professional cameras. And TeliportMe just loaded them really fast. And now we're here. What we can do is actually we can look around, enter the hallway. You know, we can go to the living room, we can go to the bathroom, you know, like most virtual tours, this is how they function. You go to the office, you click on the various rooms, and yeah, you end up there through these little circles called hotspots. So virtual tours are like PowerPoints for 360 photos. Kind of like how PowerPoints create a flow between slides and add interactive elements like animations, fading in, fading out, and all those other fancy things. Audio, media, virtual tours are that for 360 photos. Or my personal way of thinking about these hotspots is like they're hyperlinks. So these hotspots, which take us around the house, use the panorama function, which is essentially like moving from one slide to the next slide. Only it's in 3D. So that's really nice. And again, ooh, look at those textures. This again is very high res. Look at that fabric. But let me show you what else we can do with these hotspots. So let's click Add New. And ooh, there's a new one right here. And this is the default one that pops up for this brand. So let's change that into, say, with the icon, we can, ooh, very nice. I like picking this one because you can put it on the floor and it looks like you're going to move towards that circle. In any case, we can actually increase the size to call attention to that. We can rotate it. Wow. And we can increase and decrease the transparency. So I think this would be pretty cool for some kind of like an Easter egg or who knows. So as you can see here, the default setting is linked to Pano, and you would select one of the Panos that you already have or upload a new one. Here we can also select audio. So in this case, I will move, I actually made this one right here. So this is an audio, you know what, let me just delete that one. Let's make the new one because I want to show you how it's made. Let's reduce that transparency, and we are going to choose audio here. I have some of my own audios. All right, let's select this one right there, and we have added an audio hotspot. Now let's save this and preview. Listen to how that sounds. All right. Well, that was a fast load. Let's click this. Welcome to this virtual tour. This is a sample recording by Dave Soltura and obviously not AI. Obviously not AI. So that's one thing we can do with the audio. They do have their own audio samples here like birds, campfire, car interior, lots of useful basic sounds. Another thing we can do with a hotspot is turn it into an image. So right there has the basic icon, and I'm going to change the image to say this one. And let's see how that works. Let's click save and preview. See what happens there. Ooh, oh, that is large. Ooh. It captured the entire image. Obviously, my image is very large, but I am just impressed by the fact that it can handle the transparency of PNGs. Aside from images, we also have PDFs. So here I'm going to grab a PDF link, paste it there. Let's hit save. Let's preview that, see what happens here. And it has loaded, and see what happens. That's pretty fast loading considering the size of the PDF that I selected. Ooh, in full colors. This is a pretty large PDF. Of course, if it can handle PDFs, it should be able to handle URLs. So I'm just going to put, TeliportMe.com. Hit save, and we're just going to be very sure if these URLs do work. Let's see how that happens. Bam, takes us to the TeliportMe website. We're back in the editor, and now we're going to select the video option, and ooh, it turns the icon into a YouTube icon. We can actually select that floor checkbox over there to flatten any icon that we select. Pretty neat. I love that because we can like play around with these tiles here on the ground. There we go. Now every rock has a hotspot, but we're not going to click those. Going back to the video feature, let's unflatten that, and we can paste a YouTube URL right there. And we can hit save and hit preview. And of course, it's going to load pretty fast right there. And once we click that, bam, we get a full YouTube video. Woo, we're making this video. We can even go full screen if we want to, but we're not going to do that because reasons. Man, all these embeds are working flawlessly. Back in the editor, we're making another hotspot, but this time we want it to be an iframe. I have a mystery iframe right here. I'm pasting it, I'm saving it, and I want to show you guys what this does with a bit of loading right there. All right, let's click this iframe and see what it does. Bam, you have a booking platform embedded into TeliportMe. So right here, people can decide to book a call with you for whatever reason. That is just one crazy use case I can think for this. I did not expect TeliportMe to have iframe because other similar tools that I've tried in the past only have very basic elements and look like they were built in the 90s. So this is a very modern, advanced feature. Let's select pop-up. Now this is a very, very cool feature. From pop-up, you select edit, and from there, you can select the type of layout you want for this pop-up. So let's say heading, let's say image with text right there. And here, all we gotta do is click on this image right there, and boom, it embeds. We can click right on the text, replace it. A quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Just because. And when we click this space in between here, we can actually select a background image. So right there, let's hit done. Let's hit save. Let's just see how that looks. Right there. Boom. Like iframe, this is also a feature that I did not expect to see in TeliportMe. Now for the pop-up, you can even change the width, make it responsive on mobile, and this is how it looks on mobile. Back to desktop view, back to mobile view. You can obviously change the text color here. Now this is the most mind-blowing hotspot ever. I am going to add text. Wow, text. But seriously, we can change the background color. We can change the text color. We can even change the opacity of the background color. Right there. We have alignment and, of course, size. And we are going to keep that there because that text is amazing. Look at it, it's massive. I think I can be an architect. Okay, so at this point, we've done a pano, audio, image, PDF, URL, video, iframe, text, and pop-up hotspot, but there is still one magical hotspot we haven't created. And for that, I want to go inside the house. So we're here in the lounge room, and I wanted to show you the super cool polygon hotspot. So first, this is a polygon, but you can turn it into a hotspot. So to do this, you just gotta click on these nodes and stretch them like so. Ooh, very nice. Oops, gotta make a new one right there. There we go. Okay, I just attached an image to this polygon hotspot like you would with a regular image hotspot. Let's take a look. Now we are in the lounge. You can see the hotspot right there. I could have traced this more elegantly, but the point is, if you click on this, you get to see this beautiful image of a couch. A use case I can imagine is if you're trying to sell furniture, add this polygon hotspot to it, then once you click it, you get the product image and the details and the price. Definitely you can do the same thing for video, so make it a YouTube video, and the same goes for every other hotspot feature. We are now on the house's deck. This is incredible. So another feature I wanted to show you is once we go to the panorama tab, panorama, both are valid. In the panorama tab, we can see this is the initial position, like when we enter this room, this is the first view that we see. And we can actually aim that elsewhere. I can turn around, maybe face up toward the sky, and select Set Initial Position, and ooh, that becomes the new initial position. Let me show you what I mean. I hit Save. We are going back. I hit the Preview button, and here, when we select the deck, bam, that is the initial position that we saved, no longer this one. But in the editor, we can always select Reset Initial Position, which takes us back here. We can, of course, adjust the zoom, but yeah, we're not going to go into any more of these features. Again, this is the tour itself, and we can select our brand kit here. So I'm now going to apply my brand kit. Bam, with a click of a button, my logo is now there. And what that does is now when I'm going to create a new hotspot, it immediately recognizes my brand, and there, this is my brand, Poppins. All the new elements are going to follow my brand style. But wait, we're not yet done because there are still some mind-blowing features that you gotta see. Now we have entered the guest room, and you see this world map right here? There's more than meets the eye, because that's actually not just a world map. We can go select Add right there, Magic Embed, and do this. Let's just clear that up right there. Make it look fancy and neat. This world map is secretly something else because we are attaching a video. And let's click Loop right there. Click Save and watch the preview. Wow. Very nice, and we can just have it on loop. There was a bit of stutter at first, but it's a tiny bit of stutter that I personally can live with. You can use Magic Embed to add things like fire that's always burning and just click autoplay. This, from what I can tell, is a highly advanced feature. So Magic Embed is just one of the blocks that you can add. There are other blocks, like this welcome screen block. Ooh, this is an awesome tour. So when we click on preview, now we see this. So for the welcome screen, we can actually select a different panorama, for instance, right here. So I think you guys have already seen this, but the flying animation, you gotta check this out. Let's click preview. Oh my goodness, what was that? Let's do it again. Oh, wow. When I tried out the Matterport software and it had the fly-in animation, I was immediately telling myself, there's no way that TeliportMe also has. I could not have been more wrong. This might seem gimmicky, but this expensive feeling feature really elevates the perception of the brand and the software. Now, just one more time, I think it's more appropriate to select the entrance right there. Let's hit save, click preview, and this is how the tour begins. Wow. That feature is important because that is the first response of the software to the user interacting with it. It sets the expectation for the rest of the experience. Okay, they do have a logo block. We actually already do have a logo though, but yeah, you can control it more, add the transparency right there. And now this is TeliportMe's killer feature that really sets it apart. It is the only SaaS virtual tour that has this right now, natively DIY and with this level of convenience. Guys, this is the 3D Dollhouse.
Welcome to cyberspace.
Look at this, this is so neat. So a 3D Dollhouse is essentially a 3D Dollhouse version of your virtual tour. If you don't have a floor plan, you can make one from memory. So for instance, I'm gonna select the entrance, click add right there. You add that block. As you can see, 3D Dollhouse. Now trying to recall what comes after the driveway, we have the hallway. So I'm gonna add that. I'm going to move it here, roughly right behind. So you can see the parts are connecting. Now, you can get a little dizzy with 3D sometimes, so you might want to switch to 2D, and you might want to add labels right there. So there is a big gap. We want to close that like so. Let's click save, click preview. So back in the tour, we can see that the living room is to the right of the hallway. So we want to add that living room. Right there. And you can see here that when there are overlaps, it turns red and there are red lines, so you want to avoid those overlaps. And the blocks themselves turn red. Okay, now we can see that the layout is close to the real deal, at least for these first 3 rooms. So you might be wondering, what if one room is bigger than the other? Are they still going to be the same size blocks? I'm glad you asked, because definitely we can change the widths and the depth and the height of these rooms to suit the actual dimensions of the real thing. So maybe you can even change the height here. Look at that. Now you do have the option to upload your own floor plan, which I have done here. It's just an image. Select that. And now it's a floor plan. So the way this works is we add these markers and link them to specific panoramas. So this is the living room one. Let's select that. We add a marker for the bathroom. Okay, we mapped out our floor plan with each of these markers signifying a specific room in the house. But this is not actually this house's floor plan, so it might not look compatible. But let me just show you how the feature works. Okay, we're calling this house floor plan. Hit save. So once we have our floor plan and we go to the Dollhouse tab and we select generate from floor plan, bam! Just like that, we have our new floor plan. It might not come out perfect. Of course, the dimensions still need to be adjusted, but the layout gets you pretty close. So you've only seen me try to build a house with 1 story, but what about the deck? That's at least on the 2nd floor, right? So we gotta select this, and then we select the level right here from level 0. We boost that to level 1 or level 2 even. So let's just select level 1, and from there it's on a different plane compared to all the other blocks. Again, we can always select the 2D route, and this becomes 2D. And we can choose to view only everything that's on level 1, so we are only left with the deck. If we want to view them all, we can do that. If we want to view just level 0, we can do that. Let's view them all. And of course, we can add labels. Now, another neat feature that they have is, for instance, you're only seeing level 1 or the second story. If you click on settings, you can see the other panoramas in the other floors, but you can always select all. Okay, I've organized it a bit and it looks much more like a 3D dollhouse. Look at that. Now let's select our default camera position. Let's select this because that is cool. Click save. And once we're in the tour, we click this top right brick over here and we see that initial view of the 3D dollhouse. Ooh. And from here, we can click each of the parts and wow. Did you see that? Let's do that again. Let's click some other part of the house. Let's go here. Takes us to the office room. Love those animations. That is classy. I can do this all day. Very nice. Ooh, these are industrial features. You see how it sweeps down kind of like a drone or a crane? Except you don't need a drone or a crane to do that. Just teleport me. We can also add a password block to password protect the tour. Okay, let me show you one of my favorite features, which is the virtual host block right here. Let's add that. And we first get this black pane of glass as a block. Now we select video right here. Then we import one of our videos. Let me select this one. And there you go. And that is brilliant considering that you saw how uneven the green was. TeliportMe didn't care. It just knew what was green. And there I am, a tiny version of me. And what we want to do now is to correct the aspect ratio, of course, and my dimensions. That is a tiny version of me. Right. Right there. Uh-huh. Okay, that looks much more lifelike. Now let's get rid of that black gradient. Let's just move it down right here until it is completely transparent, and there you go. Now we can set it to autoplay or loop. I'm just gonna click loop for now. Save. And there I am. So you might notice that there is a kind of a green outline right here. That's more a result of the actual production process and not TeliportMe's fault. My frame rate and shutter speed were set for film, so I ended up having fuzzy borders. But if you record your videos for fast movement, you would have sharper edges without that green afterglow. Anyway, let's click on me. Hi, my name is Dave, and I'm your virtual host for this tour. Let me show you around. Hi, my name is Dave, and there's your loop. So here's another virtual host that kind of just looks around. Now, I am by no means an expert in the virtual tours industry, but this is what I've gotten from my precursory research. Essentially, there are two types of virtual tours companies. There are the Matterport. Matterport is the gold standard company, like literally gold standard because they're expensive. And then there are non-Matterport. Non-Matterport tend to be more flexible, more nimble, whereas Matterport tend to be more structured, though they do have a very reliable and robust system. So quickly looking at Matterport itself, it does have hardware, so that's what makes their service expensive. It's an ecosystem that involves hardware. I'm getting the Apple vibes with them. See, $2,800 is already discounted, and this is the Pro 2. This seems to be very professional. In their shop, they do have other products, so like they have the Matterport Pro 3, $7,900. I would like to know what the Matterport Axis does. Must be like an entry-level version of their hardware. Okay, so this basically rotates your phone like in this video over here. But you can tell that their core business is coming from the higher-end gear. Now, in the non-Matterport category, 3D Vista is one of the most robust, if not the most robust, virtual tour software that I have seen. So 3D Vista is feature-packed, but we are talking about price. 499 euros for desktop software. This kind of pricing model reminds me of the times when Adobe used to charge for software full price. There are pros and cons between one-time payments and subscriptions, and yeah, we can say that 499 euros is feasible if it's going to be an integral part of your business. But here's the thing, 3D Vista is desktop software. It does not yet come with hosting. They do have an optional 3D Vista Cloud, for which they have these monthly plans. So you can get as much as 10 gigabytes of storage for 46 euros per month. So 10 gigabytes of storage and 30 gigabytes of bandwidth per day. Now, yes, I can tell that 3D Vista is probably more of a powerhouse than TeliportMe at this point because it is desktop software, but in the grand scheme of things, there might just be a 5 to 10% difference, and you will be paying significantly more. So you got the desktop app and you got the additional cloud storage service that you can't exactly quantify until you start trying it, and unless you already have a powerful computer with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM and an i5 or i7, then that is another investment to make. And if you can't tell, and I was not paid to say this, $29 per month unlimited storage with TeliportMe. That comes with both the presentation aspect and the distribution aspect. You can get up to 50 live tours, 32K max resolution, 100 megabytes max panorama size, and you get team features, magic embeds, and a virtual host. Now, in terms of support, the best thing is that I have not needed their support. But I did go ahead and click this icon over here, which opened up Talk.to, and in this case, it seems to be configured as a form rather than live chat. After filling out that form, Vinny did answer in about 2 to 3 hours, which is pretty impressive considering that it was the 31st of December. Now for me, normally if the founder is the one who answers a support ticket, I take that as kind of a warning or an indicator that the company is small or that the support team is small to non-existent. But sometimes that's also an indicator that the founder just wants to be able to accommodate you personally. I think that it's incredible that Vineet himself did this because that shows that he cares not to bother his staff too much on the 31st of December. Also, some people might think, oh, well, why isn't there live chat? It should be live chat and not going back and forth. Now, in my experience, sometimes having a back and forth support ticket system is even better than just live chat because they have more time to actually dig deep into your concern. And usually they would get back to you with a comprehensive solution. And the problem is actually solved because the support staff isn't under the pressure to give you lip service solutions. So personally, I would prefer an effective support ticket system over live chat. Okay, let's talk about social proof really quickly. So when you first sign up for TeliportMe, they send you this email with some of their major wins. They launched in 2012, have served more than 30,000 happy customers. And in 2022, they were named the best virtual tour software in the market by G2.com, which I personally trust. On the TeliportMe website, they do have this journey section. You know, Pano 360 became the most downloaded panorama capture app. They raised $400,000 in a seed round. Tons of press over here. This is the actual Pano 360 page with 10 million plus downloads. On Facebook, they have 1.9K likes. I believe this is something that they're working on. I think it's clever of TeliportMe to focus on the channels where they get the most exposure for their specific niche. So Vineet himself, the founder, has 18.3K followers on Twitter, which is sizable for Twitter. I'm not sure they have a company Twitter, but I think this is sufficient. So currently TeliportMe has 609 subscribers on YouTube. I think they are working on this, hence this video. But their website does have 2.2K linking websites and 249,000 backlinks with a domain rating of 58. That is high. So checking out Crunchbase, they do have 400,000 right here. On Capterra, if you search for virtual tours, they rank pretty high, 4.8 stars over here with 68 reviews. I don't think any of the brands go beyond 120 because the niche is pretty small. And true enough, if you type virtual tour in G2, highest rated, you get TeliportMe at number 1. Okay, so this is their Facebook community. Ooh, virtual tour marketing, TeliportMe. Seems like a really solid authority Facebook group with 1,218 members. So Vineet did a year-end post here. It's always good to measure your milestones. So G2 apparently says that they're the leading virtual tour platform for 2022 and 2023. Some nice engagement over here, and yeah, some actual engagement, real people involved in the community, and Vineet really taking the time to answer. Very active community. Let's talk user interface and user experience. Now, I'm not a virtual tours expert, so I'm only sharing this based on what I've experienced so far. To me, on the front end, the TeliportMe tours are 95% there, with the Matterport ones being 100%. So as I was trying to figure out what that 5% was, I was assuming that the Matterport ones were more 3D or had more depth perception because of the LiDAR scanners, but apparently it wasn't a depth perception thing, but that your movement would be in 3D, so you can move around with your arrow keys. So yeah, there's a difference. But the question is, does the perceivably incremental increase in presentation justify the exponential increase in price? Depending on your market positioning, maybe, maybe not. But as an outsider of the industry myself, I couldn't tell the difference. I would have loved the option to round the corners for text hotspots and labels. They're not available now, but the founder says they'll add it soon. As for the back end, it's very intuitive and organized, though sometimes it can feel a bit blocky with rectangles everywhere. Thankfully, I never really found myself going, ugh, that UI is ugly. The tour was fast and stable. I'd still see loading screens for 1 to 3 seconds from time to time, but for a browser builder with that much capability, I was never really inconvenienced. For my final thoughts, I mean, what can I say? The TeliportMe team knows what they're doing. Positioning-wise, though I don't perceive them as premium, they offer tremendous value for money. They've been around for more than a decade, and that's not easy to do in any business. They're top-rated on trusted software review sites like G2 and Capterra. The founder, Vineet, is on a relentless pursuit to step up their game, so if a feature is missing, they'll probably find a way to make it happen. So I think TeliportMe is here to stay and grow. And by the way, a sub to this channel would really motivate me to make more videos. And speaking of more videos, here's another one.